All right, it is 7 PM on Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. We're gonna open the regular board meeting. Roll call, please.
Yep, I have trustees Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot,
Here.
Jim Christensen, here, Bill Motisi, Nathan Mons is absent, Patrick Yarlam,
Here.
President Rick Worm.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onomany. Here. I'm Sandy Mons and here, and Public Works Supervisor Brett Berge.
Here. Everyone mute your phones. It's muted by. Stand to the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You gotta make it on that, like a star.
That's from a bat.
All right,
One small man.
on the consent agenda, we have a lot of items. 14 of them?
Yep.
All right, number one, May 29th, 2023, regular board meeting minutes. Number two, bills payable dated June 13th, 2023 for a total of $246,908.89. Number three, outside meeting pay for elected officials total $800. Number four, ordinance number 23-05, an ordinance establishing fee, charges, fines, penalties, and other regulatory measures, otherwise known as the annual fee ordinance. Number five, ordinance number 23-06, ordinance accepting a bid of purchase of 117 Prairie Moon Drive, Davis Junction, Illinois, and authoring the execution of a purchase of sale agreement with winning bidder for 117 Prairie Moon Drive. Number six, resolution number 23-28, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of an engineering agreement between the Village of Davis Junction and Willow Hoffman for North Junction Road structure replacement. Number seven, resolution number 23-29, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quote from Conan Incorporated for regrading ditches and on Autumnwood Lane. Number eight, resolution number 23-30, a resolution rescinding resolution number 23-27 and approving the authorization execution of a revised proposal from Water Quality Investigations for filter media assessment at water treatment plant. Number nine, resolution number 23-31, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quotation from Mississippi Valley Pump Incorporated for repair of light pump. Number 10, ordinance number 23-07, ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the Village of Davis Junction, which are wastewater pumps. Number 11, resolution number 23-32, a resolution authorizing the destruction of closed session tapes. Number 12, ordinance number 23-08, an ordinance amending chapter 4, article 3, alcoholic beverages of the Village of Davis Junction Municipal Code. Number 13, resolution number 23-34, resolution approving and authorizing execution of quotation from Varsity Scoreboard for purchase of football scoreboard from tornado damage. And number 14, resolution number 23-37, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quotation from Mississippi Valley Pump Incorporated for purchase of a new Ibarra pump model number 150 DLK FU 67.54. At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those 14 items for further discussion, or leave them all placed on the consent agenda?
Just place them all on the consent agenda.
Okay,
I place them with agenda items 1 through 14 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Jen makes a motion to place items 1 through 14 inclusively as the consent agenda. John seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Motion passes 705.
I move to adopt items 1 through 14 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 through 14 inclusively as the consent agenda. Chris seconds. Roll call, please.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Motion passes 705. We don't need item D. We didn't remove anything of those 14. They're all passed at once. Public hearing.
You need to open the public hearing. On our appropriations ordinance, ask the public if they have anything they'd like to talk about. Discuss if there's any concerns from the board. You do not.
All right. So at this time, we will
Well-
open the public hearing on the appropriations ordinance.
I made me question myself. It never hurts to have a motion.
Doesn't.
Motion to open the public hearing to discuss the appropriation.
There we go.
Second.
Don makes a motion to open the public hearing for the appropriations ordinance. Patrick seconds. Any discussion on opening this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Public hearings in effect. Public have any comment? Anybody have any
No, sir.
discussion on the ordinance?
I'll have to sit down.
Being that's all the public and all the board members?
Can, just for the public hearing's sake, can Brenda please take a brief moment to describe the appropriations?
It is, it's what we send to Ogle County, they're required to do. We work on a working budget, so we take the working budget and then I increase it some percentages in each of the funds, so that in case we do come across, something that's unexpected for our budget, then we don't have to, bring it back to the board to, pass it again. So.
And this year, I believe the appropriations is 11.1 million, simply because we had the additional cost from the
pond.
the Rebuild Illinois project and the pond project.
Yes, so there's about 4.5 million more than.
Just for the public's sake, we're not gonna spend anywhere. Just want
No.
to know.
No, but that also includes the $3 million that we're receiving in
No,
grants,
it-
and so it's,
And the million we have to spend for that.
yeah. Yep.
And it probably will not happen all 1 year, so next year that will also be high. So
But as far as that's based off the budget, we've been very good for the
we
last
have
few
been
years.
good.
of budgeting.
Last year we were under budget and we paid off the IEPA loan.
Phenomenal.
Is that it? You need a motion?
Probably.
Yeah, let's do a motion to close it.
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Don makes a motion to close the public hearing. Patrick seconds. Any discussion on closing? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Public hearing is closed at 7:08. Reports to the officers. Under me, we have the water report. Anybody have any questions on the water report? Hearing none, we'll move to the utility bill drawing. Brenda?
Shake 'em
Attorney
up, Rick.
president this anymore, so
Shake him up, Brett.
All right.
make it rain, or green, right?
Get a green one, Brenda.
What do we have? 744 Golden Prairie,
Yeah.
outside of the box. Again, if you ever want to put questions on the water bill, that's a forum we can use to get questions out to the public to try and get you some answers.
All right.
Related to village, too.
Yes, correct.
Actually, the thing we talked about recently might be a good one.
Yes, it would be.
All right, we'll move to Sandy.
I believe I have in there your FOIA report. If there's no questions on it, we did increase some attorney's fees. I have not figured them out yet. Simply due to the nature of the FOIAs that we received for copies of our health insurance policies and potential for employee information. The next thing on there is the resolution from CMJ. Did everybody have an opportunity to read Mark's email that I included in the packet?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody comfortable even after reading Mark's concerns?
Yes.
Yes.
I cannot make motions, but if somebody would like to make one,
Make a motion to authorize the execution quote from master service agreement from CMJ IT Solutions for IT service.
I second that.
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-35, approving the authorization execution of quotes and master services agreements from CMJ IT Solutions for Information Technology Services. Bill seconds. Any discussion on that? Money, roll call.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
And then the only other thing I have on there is, the building fees for Habitat for Humanity. Two things have come up. One, they will require more inspections than our typical builder simply because they don't have plans drawn by a formal architect. They are a not-for-profit group. They do have rough plans for their drawings, but they don't have electrical plans and plumbing plans. And so the inspector said they're familiar with doing this in other communities. They will just kind of inspect on the fly. So as the plumbing is installed, before they close anything up, they'll come out, inspect it, make any recommendations, changes, approve it. So that being said, I would like to know if the village is interested in kind of our contribution to this project is the waiving of their building fees.
You want a motion?
I do need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to waive all the building fees for Habitat for Humanity for the home being built at 117 Prairie Moon Drive, Davis Junction, Illinois.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve waiving all the building fees for Habitat for Humanity's building at 117 Prairie Moon. Jen seconds. Any discussion on that? That is also a roll call.
All right, Nathan's absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
All right, and that's all I have.
Oh, that passes. Seven ball. Brenda?
You'll see in the board packet that the, treasurer's report for ending of the 2023 is in there. And if you notice, the amended budget part is all zeros. Now, after we pass the appropriations, and I'll hit the button, so then the budget will show. So if anybody has any questions about that, or about May, let me know. Then, it's, that time of year for sexual harassment training. So I will be sending everybody your emails from Safety Source. So you can watch the video, take the test, and then you'll be done for the year.
You sent the link or you're good?
I am going to this week.
Okay.
I've been.
All right.
So I will this,
I'll do it on my lunch at work.
okay,
Cause if we don't do it right, then we get that
Pay attention.
presentation.
huh?
We get that presentation if we don't do it,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct.
Although that was entertaining.
Oh, that's all I have.
It was a long night.
All right, move on to no attorney. Committees, Jen?
We have, the next event we have coming up is our fireworks and our movie in the park following the fireworks on July 3rd.
What do you want to do about parking?
What did we do last year?
I thought we were going to just
We kind of wanted to see how it went last
Sure.
year, and how did you feel it
feel,
went?
did you,
We didn't look too good over the weekend for parking.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I just got here.
Hello, Brett.
I mean, there is no good answer. I mean, it worked. It wasn't pretty. It's.
I mean,
I
was
mean,
it
that's
better
part of-
than having people out there trying to direct?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, when we're out there parking, I
Right.
mean, we are putting them exactly
Where you want them?
where we want them, but it's, labor intensive. I mean,
Right,
it's
as
time
they
consuming. I
do
mean,
decide, do we wanna
it's not a fun
pay
thing
the
to do.
money to, or if we have employees
So,
or volunteers? If it's-
What's your recommendation, Brett?
I'll be honest, I don't have one. I
Jen,
mean,
what's
it
your
worked
recommendation?
last year. It just,
It was messy,
it was messy,
but it worked.
but it worked.
I did-
So, I mean, Sandy's been out there with us the last few times we did it. So what's your thoughts?
My fear is, in the past, we've had to kind of cordon off areas that are soft due
Mhm.
to the weather.
Well, and I was gonna say, it's all gonna depend on weather
And so
too.
If we're cordoning off areas that people can't park.
Right,
Then it makes it even more difficult for them to self-park because they just see circles in the middle that they can't park,
Right.
can't figure out how to line themselves
Navigate
up appropriately,
Yeah.
and it does.
well, we've
It's good.
taken
We
volunteers.
can circle back
It's
and
all
circle
hands
others.
on
in.
deck.
Yeah, it's
So
like
I-
everybody.
If we had enough people to do it, because.
Because I don't know if I'm doing well,
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's fine either way with me. I mean, we just,
Well, it's not gonna, there's gonna be no COVID this year, so we'll probably, and it's on
In the middle of the
on
week.
the third, which
right.
is.
Attendance will be down.
During
a lot
the
of
week.
people are
Be
gonna
down.
attend.
Attendance will be down.
No, because
But
it's
I
a
bet it'll be
weekend.
up. I bet
Depends.
attendance will be up because people won't, after the fourth, they'll have to go to work the next day, and if they. can
Unless
see
they
'em-
take a vacation.
Right, unless they take vacation, but if you can see them on,
They gotta work.
I think it'll be more people, that's me.
Well, why don't we wait and see what the weather's gonna do as far, but I do like Sandy's idea if we have.
We
to
kinda
partition
gotta-
off.
Cause you need.
Well,
to
John, we
pre-plan.
talked about that 1 in 7 act. So this is something we need to pre-plan for so that we can, or Fergie can negotiate his staff appropriately.
Right.
And not have 7 days of an employee working.
Well, that's.
Sunday don't need a second day.
Whether it's volunteers
It's-
or part-time people from the park or whatever it happens to be. I
Well, if
mean,
they're off the weekend, Sunday would.
well,
technically be-
typically when we've done it in the past, it's not been any volunteers. It's been employees.
Then. That's,
It's not been volunteers.
then you should know sooner, but rather than later.
Right, that's why we're trying to plan.
Is that something that Nate should be here for? I mean,
No,
No,
In the parks,
so-
people in the parks, all those employees will be busy.
Yeah, it's typically Public
Yeah.
Works side and Sandy, that does the
or
park-
trustees,
Parks
yeah.
takes over.
Public Works crew and then
well,
Sandy.
I'll volunteer to help park people, so there you go.
Well, you might need to watch fireworks from Utility Road too.
I would prefer to watch our park people and John can watch utility.
I don't know if I can come, so I'll have to let you know closer to the
I
event.
actually,
Patrick.
He is the new guy.
The new guy should do.
Patrick,
Other.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Patrick's in-
Yeah, but
in the truck.
Yeah, he's being more important,
Usually
so
in the,
Yeah.
in in the brush
my mic's off or something.
vehicle. He's on fire duty that night.
Oh, I watched the road, but we probably still should.
I
park
can
there.
help with parking too.
If I'm available, I'll help. But I
There you
won't know
go.
I won't know till we get closer to the fourth.
would you be able to help park before the fireworks were?
Sure.
And I have a teenager that I can throw wherever I feel I
That's
need to
true.
put
They have
her.
a fire.
I have,
Do I
we
get
have
a
some extra vests laying around.
Do I get a
that we
flag?
can Pull out,
I
so
think
that,
I have one
yeah, I have one too. Actually, I think I have
in the
two.
trunk. I think there's one in the trunk.
Bill, would you be able to help park cars?
To do
Oh,
Park
yeah, I
cars.
wear that shirt.
park car?
Yeah.
Can I have a ticket book?
It's not a revenue generating event,
No,
unfortunately. Well, it
So do
is.
we have a plan?
I think it's to try and find people for parking.
There you go.
That gives
I
the
could bring my- I
supervisors
could
some
bring my little
direction.
line
to figure
striper,
that
I
out.
could stripe the whole grass area.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad idea either there, Fergie,
What's that?
A lot of paint.
striping the grass.
Oh,
area.
God, yeah, no.
You'd rather park people.
No.
Take the big X out there, like when they paint the.
No, we don't own enough paint to do that.
Cases. of paint.
Yes.
What's the rain date if it rains?
I believe I'd have to look it up in the contract. I believe it might be
A
the
week.
following
Week,
weekend.
I was gonna say, I think it was the weekend.
Cause we'll probably get a bunch of rain out of it.
Excuse me.
Then again, it's not showing rain.
Well, that could change within
Yeah.
3 weeks time.
Okay,
We'll
Yeah,
try
but
to this is
plan accordingly.
And I also feel that we had a great electronic recycling event. We collected lots of TVs.
Did you count them?
There was 60 at last count, wasn't
Hell,
there?
There ended up being, I think, 70s.
Oh, there.
Yeah, TVs. What amazed me was still that TRS 80. I'm just absolutely amazed that somebody still had a Radio Shack.
I said that's Radio Shack, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely amazed that that was in there.
That's probably collectible.
Probably is.
Collected a lot of things.
All we do is collect dust.
No, I mean collectible to sell to some, not somebody that wanted the parts.
It was just the keyboard.
Of no value. Well, those might be hard to get.
It's funny, it's 30 years,
At least.
40 years old. They stopped making it in 81. And it's in better shape than the keyboard I use at work.
Well, there wasn't a lot to do in those things in 81.
All right. Chris?
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No, I never
Good
passed
Lord.
along the, from our last blood drive that was May 30th. Where are my results? course, they're not where I want them to be. But we did have a total of.
Circle back.
We had, we collected 16 units of blood. We had 3 first-time donors, which they're impressed, because I believe in January when we had the blood drive, we also had 3 first-time donors that time also. So, yep, so we were able to save 48 lives from our community in the 4 hours it went on, so. Now I'm done.
All right, Chris?
So I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do this, but, the fire station sidewalk project had a bit of an issue, when they started coring out the base for it, it turned out to be that, the ground underneath it was quite squishy. Fergie stepped on it and it sunk 1.5 inches, 2 inches down. So they have to core down farther, put some larger aggregate on there before they put the road stone down. And that's gonna cost some money. The fire station's portion is $4,900 and we've already got the go ahead from them. But since we're responsible for the project, we're going to need a change order for their portion and our portion. When I first talked to the guy, the engineer from Willie Hoffman, the estimate for our portion was $2,329. And, but apparently I misunderstood what he was referring to. I thought they were going to just take out the soft spots and, take care of the areas, not the entire area. But, all he was referring to for the $2,329 was the, entranceway into the 5 bays. So he didn't calculate the side that they had already opened up or the other side that wasn't open. Just the area in front of the base. So it could possibly cost us up to $12,312.85 for our portion of it, which we haven't finished talking to them about, because I'm not sure we want to do it all unless it's all bad. But we're gonna have to
They're
open
not
up.
gonna
the-
know until they
Right,
open up the
right,
other side.
not until we open up the side, but, I'm not exactly sure how to do this, because I don't think this will be a emergency expenditure so much, because we haven't been charged yet. Would you, like to help out here, Sandy, on what we need to increase it by the total amount? I assume it needs to be the total amount.
What's
Well, it
the
says not
total
to
again?
exceed
Well,
10,000.
for ours could be, for our portion, it could be $12,312.85.
I don't think you could do anything. The agenda clearly states not to exceed
Exceed 10,000.
All right, so we can't make,
You could make this one and make another one later.
Yeah, you could do for the 1/2 now, approve the 1/2 of the project.
all right, so that's.
And then on the 27th, I can have you approve the other half of the project.
I'll scale more information.
Mhm.
All right,
So you want a motion?
well, I don't know, is the 1/2, are you saying for $10,000?
Not to exceed.
That would be our
Right,
portion and
all right,
yours.
so
Just
let's
to
make
have to
it
exceed
for now.
fix
Yeah.
it.
Our portion.
Our
What is the cost of our portion?
Well, we have to pay.
What is the bill?
12,000, so it would be six. I
Oh,
have to divide it by 2.
Just do where you're sitting. Cause it'll still be not to exceed.
All right, let's just say $7,000 and that.
well, you would still say not to
Just-
exceed
yeah,
10,000.
yeah,
You
just say not to
want
exceed
to limit
10,000.
it to the first
First
half
half.
of the project.
There you go, not to exceed 10,000. So I'll make a motion to approve additional expenditure for the Junction Road Sidewalk Fire Station project. Not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve a change order of Junction Road Sidewalk project. for the First half, not to exceed $10,000. John seconds. Discussion?
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan's absent.
Motion passes 726.
So we already did the appropriations order.
No, you
No,
now
we
need to
have to do
pass
that.
it.
All right, well, then I make a motion to approve, ordinance number 23-9 appropriations order.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve ordinance number 23-09. Jen seconds. Any discussion? Roll call.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris.
Yes. So the, sorry, we know that word.
Yep.
All right, so the last thing I want to discuss is our electronic signs. Everybody saw the quotes that were in the
Mhm.
packet. Because we changed the, I don't know if you want to call the base and the top of the sign, it's an extra $10,000. So, the board's gonna have to decide if that's what if that's how we want
Are
to.
you-
Well,
Do like it.
because that's sitting on the ground as opposed to
Right.
the other one and.
For what the other company did.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even their company, even this company that proposed it was $10,000 less with their old proposal.
Right.
So you have to decide if you want to spend the extra $10,000 for this, or if we want to go with what we had before.
So what is the dimensions again of that one, Sandy?
I'm pulling it up now
Okay.
so I can actually.
Since I was
see
trying
it.
to scroll through it and I'm like,
And what I guess the clearness.
The resolution.
the resolution,
There you go, there
the
you go.
pixel
The
vision.
pixels, the pixelated,
These
yeah,
up here,
which is,
for recommending
was it
The
a
middle.
16 or
Oh,
10. Hold on, I'll have to look. Hold on.
16's way.
They gave
too
That
low.
quotes for
was
the
10.
16 and
So
the
one's for
10.
the 10 and one's for the 16.
Yeah, they did the
So
16 and
offered
the 10.
quotes for both.
ironically, when I talked to the other guy, he told me to take a look at the one in Monroe Center, which is a 10,
Mhm.
and it was blurry, but.
Right,
he's-
but because they only do writing on theirs.
And he said it's because of the software, or what did he say exactly? Remember, Sandy?
Oh, he said they weren't uploading the files correctly.
That's what he said. So it may be that you can get a better picture on the 10 or the 16 than what I saw there, but that they were doing it incorrect.
They didn't quote the 6.
No,
No.
probably can. So the 10 has a screen of 38 by 75.5 from this quote from Signs Now, and then the other quote from Stewart Signs
Was
It's
like
essentially the same thing.
29.
is a,
Wasn't it?
oh, they do it in feet instead of
That would be
inches.
bigger than
Yep.
that screen you're looking at.
Yes. Cause that
It's
was,
about the same size.
but that was,
Well,
but
30 by
isn't
60.
the other one
The other
going? Are they both going off that curve that we want, or is only
88.
the,
So this one's slightly different.
This is not, this is.
right, that one is just the rectangle sign, correct?
That's, that is,
a
yes,
pedestal rectangle sign.
Just the rectangle sign,
that's
correct?
just that.
Okay, that's,
Is that what they call that, a pedestal?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
cause this is the pedestal right here.
So that's the decision you have to make.
Is do you want this?
I wanna get a new sign, so I'll defer, but I'm ready for a new sign. And we need to make a choice.
Get it?
We've been doing
I
it
like
for too
that.
long, and if we wait too long, it'll be past the putting in, because there's a lead time on.
I think the one was a month, I think
Is that what it is?
the one quote was, the one company was.
This one with
Right
the
there.
10 right there is 40,000 and some change.
Which if we're gonna do it, we should get the 10
And,
millimeter.
and the mine,
That's-
and the Minecraft one?
30,
That's from signs.
That one was like 29.
That's 20,
yeah.
but that's because it's a
Oh,
pedestal.
there it was 30.
Right.
Signs Now has the same quote,
But-
with the 10 millimeter on the pedestal.
But
It's just
so do,
design.
now, do we know the height of that sign that's out there right now, up the way it's up on?
I
The
can tell you it's
landscaping?
About as tall as me, so.
Well,
5
cause,
feet.
I wanna say, cause that one sign company that had the pedestal, I wanna say that was like 8 feet.
This is 90 inches tall.
Oh, that's considerably taller.
This is
If
90
that-
inches.
if the
So
current
this
one's
is
only as
90
tall as hers,
inches.
60 inches, and that one's 90.
Right, and then I think that other one that was pedestal, I think was like 8 feet
7'9".
from the,
Yeah, so
yeah.
this is 7.5 feet,
Nine.
the other's 7.9. So you're talking 4 inches difference.
Yeah. Still bigger than what we have now.
So,
And that one, you said was 30 some inches wide,
38 by 75 and
so 70.
Great.
I'm just thinking the screen
The
width. on it.
screen is 38 by 75 and a half,
And that's probably 30 by 60,
and the other one
if it's
is,
60.
that says what the active display area is 3.2, or 3 feet 2 inches by
Yeah.
7 feet.
I do. If we do go with something with that curve, I do like the shorter end, the black, the one with the black around it, to face the fire station. I like that, it going that way
This
towards
up against
72.
the fire station and this out towards the roadway?
No, I like it the way it is looking right now
Yeah.
towards the. So the shorter
It's
side.
not looking anyway.
No, I'm saying, so
The
if
way
I'm-
it's positioned,
the way it's positioned, I like that, would like it, I think it would look better like that with the curve going towards 72.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
higher
So
point.
this gray
That-
part would be on the fire station and this would be on the.
No, the other way around,
flip it around.
the other way around.
She wants
So
to.
You want
just
the curve
take that and set it there just like it is.
Station.
Yes, I wanna take it like it is and put it the way it is.
Where am I standing to look at it?
On Junction Road.
On Junction,
Okay, I'm standing on 72, so I'm
Towards-
trying to figure out, okay.
No.
going, looking west towards
If
Stillman.
you're on, if you're on
Pick it up
72, you're
some-
looking at that silver end.
I also have walked up and down that alley 3 times today, so, I mean,
Good view or?
yeah, well, that's why I'm like, I don't know where you're standing. So you want the curve to go towards. the
That's
fire
my
station.
opinion,
I
going,
agree.
I like that as well.
I like that sign.
is that the $40,000?
It is.
Thanks now.
Yes, and those colors are just options.
right.
You need to be on board with it.
Now, here's
Not
another,
saying you should, I'm saying we need.
no, I was just giving my opinion, like, I like it like that. Another, next question, what did we pay for the sign that's there now?
God, that was way,
I know,
that
that's
was
what,
Nancy's project.
right, that's what I'm
It
just
was-
wondering
it
if
was
we
around-
know, obviously, it's been a long
I
time.
do,
and-
because I knew that you guys keep throwing these random questions out there, so I came
And you know
prepared.
how much it costs?
I do.
$20,000.
At least if this, we have the.
Wow.
You were, John.
20,000.
I think it was 20 grand.
Brenda, 20,
That would surprise me a bit.
22.
We actually. Oh, hold on.
And that's
There
plus.
it is.
our-
Okay, 20 grand, right, John?
27,905.
Okay, so it's really
Far
not,
better.
No.
so that's not,
What year was it? I don't know how long it lasted.
2009,
Alright,
So the 40,000.
and that was a
is not
night.
bad.
it's not bad, so we're, just, that's why I wanted to compare costs of what
We're
that
getting,
cost versus what we're looking
we're
at now,
getting 30% more in cost.
right? Better
30%
technology,
better.
Double the pixelation
better technology.
Yeah.
Better things to put
and
on it.
far bigger.
Are we ready for the motion?
I'm good with that.
Whoever
are
makes,
you good with that?
Wait.
Don?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
hold on, whoever makes the motion, there are a few things I need you to do.
Color.
I need you to make sure that you're specifying this quote for 10 millimeters, that this price at 40,825.
Hold on, John's right.
That was the middle one, right?
I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
so
That was the middle
Yes,
pixelation.
Yeah.
yes,
the 10,
yes.
right?
Yeah, okay.
And then, most important, I need you to also add that we are going to waive competitive bidding.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the 10 millimeter signs now for $40,825. And we also are waiving competitive bidding.
Thank you.
Second,
John makes the motion to approve the bid from Signs Now for the 10 millimeter pixelation sign an amount of 40,825 and waive competitive bidding. Jen said,
Second, she did, I didn't hear it.
yes, I seconded.
it's one.
Okay,
Is
John.
there any discussion on that sign beyond what we've already discussed?
Looks beautiful. Be happy to see something like maybe Reed driving by and then.
Do we have a color?
Can we approve this first?
Yes, let's approve it first, we can worry about the
Roll call.
details later.
Jen,
Yes,
Bill,
No fuchsia.
Bill,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris,
Chris,
I'm thinking.
I know he's thinking.
Yes,
It was your project.
That was.
I like the cheaper bond, that's all.
Andrew?
Yes.
Okay. Now can you ask that question?
Do we have a choice of color?
Get something great to match the fire building.
No.
I like the black.
I like the black.
It's better for appearance. You can read it better day or night.
These are just ones they tossed out
Right, but
there.
I think the color will pop
Pops
with the black.
logo.
It does.
I think
You
the
can
color
also go
pops on the
lighter
black.
Color with a darker logo. That we're not stuck to
The
one or the
The
other.
only difference is with dark color, you may experience dirt. Will show up
The
a lot
only-
worse than
And
later.
the other thing I would like to see is I'd like to see the font match
The other sign.
the water
Water
tower.
And the water tower is black, right?
The water
If
tower.
we
is
did it-
white
we did it-
with the
No,
red
the lettering.
line.
The font, yes.
If we did it white with black lettering, it looked like the trucks,
That's actually correct too.
but it'd be harder to read.
Whatever looks
It'll
good.
get lost with the houses behind it.
Yep.
I like what's up there.
Okay,
Well, with the-
as I said, the only thing
With the
I want
font.
to see is the font change.
Cause Fergie can wash it, right?
Every day.
Rain off.
Spit shine.
Yeah, let's leave the old train off.
I like the train.
Yes.
All phone calls about train go to Pat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Send them my way.
You gotta have the train on there. I'm sorry. Gotta have the train.
What about
I
happy
do
people?
feel that it could be better located than where it is kind of
Yeah.
crammed up there, and
Yeah.
switching the font a little bit might allow it to come down.
What about stick people?
But definitely not after. we come.
No, and honestly, I'm wondering if we could move the train to the far little
Side.
side.
Does that
then
train
like-
match the water tower train? Why don't we,
Yeah,
Don't
it is
cost,
the
don't
same
cost
as-
us more
Pull
money.
all the lettering.
like it
so
did on the other
reverse is
side.
The green one.
Yeah.
Pull all the lettering on the black one, pull all the lettering to the right, train over to the left.
On the left, above Davis.
Yes.
Well,
I
to the
think we
left
have
of both
different
of them.
rights and lefts.
just have them shoot a picture of it, that's.
It's left. You look at
Got
the
it.
black sign
He said, take the train and.
to the left,
Okay, I heard to the right. I
move
said
all the
right.
font to the right.
Okay, yes. do
Oh,
that.
and in the little curve.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
The little curve spot.
Yeah,
by
if you
itself.
put Village of all the way to the right and
Oh,
then
yeah.
put flip flop Village of in the train.
And I think
Yes.
we'll move that train down a little bit more.
So
in
the
line
lettering
with
on the
font.
green one with the black sign.
Yep.
Huh?
Just take the way it's on the green sign, put it on the black one.
Kind of.
Okay.
Except for I'd like to, it'll move
Train
down,
come
it'll,
down.
the train will come down a little bit because the curve.
Or-
It'll look
Yeah.
better.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
That's the
Whatever.
directions I will give then.
I don't care what the sign.
Because I think
Get a
with
sign
red,
there.
red's gonna make the white
One is on.
hard to read.
Yeah,
Hard
that's worse.
to read. Blue with white lettering is gonna be hard to read. You either gotta go light with
You
dark
work
lettering, or you
anything
gotta go dark,
No, I mean.
really dark with light lettering.
Hold on, I'm gonna blow my speakers here for a second.
Anything in between,
Glenda?
it's gonna go-
Yeah, Rick, can you make sure that that's not a steam engine? Because I don't think steam engines came through Davis Junction. Make sure it's the right model of train.
It's whatever's on the water tower now, Glenda. That time has come and gone. So
Yeah.
whatever train is on the tower is what's gonna be on there.
I think that steam engines probably came through in the 1800s.
It's like anybody would. know.
Yeah,
Do you remember those, Brenda?
Yeah, dude.
she's been here that long.
Well, I say though,
He
that.
was hopping rides on them.
I've seen the
20 people.
pictures.
Yeah, I have seen some pictures, yeah.
Double package
was
ones
the
and
depot.
trains.
All right.
I like the train.
That is the train that is on our water tower.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just having those light dark.
I was just gonna say, that's,
Is that it, Chris?
That's a steam.
Yeah, I'm done.
You done?
All right, Chris is done.
Guaranteed they came through here.
Next,
Yeah.
Ordinance,
Had-
Bill,
Okay, thank you.
what's this about?
Ready? Okay, Rick.
ready as I'm gonna be.
Oh, okay. I would like to review and examine the current ordinances and laws that pertain to the licensing of the mobile home park businesses in the state of Illinois and Davis Junction. This may bring to light the current status and jurisdiction of any federal, state, county, and or city or village ordinances, laws or ordinances. Our goal is to put into effect changes that would affect the mobile home park businesses or mobile home park community. If I'm able to do something like this, I would like to work with Ansel Glink, and my attorney of choice would be Dan Bolin. So that's
We don't
That
really
was
get a
my
choice.
question tonight.
When it comes to Ansel Blank, we don't get a
Oh,
choice. It's
okay.
based on availability and
Well,
not-
they're all good. That's what I would like, Mr. Mayor. I'd like permission to, contact, Ansel Glink and, do this.
Bill, what you just said was too vague for me. I mean, we've already researched that the mobile home community is separate and can enforce and do their own ordinances unless there's some big federal or state thing. So you would really just be beating the same horse again, and there's no need for that. Also, I think Nathan, who's not here tonight, has taken a more aggressive stance at helping the mobile home community, and I would like to first speak with him to see if he would be interested in that. And finally, I do not want you personally, myself, speaking for myself, to contact the attorney. I think we'd be wasting funds, and that's just what I think,
I do think it's a good idea, Bill, for you to review the ordinances that pertain to that,
but not through the
and those are available on
Unicode.
Unicode.
Okay,
That is your committee, is
yes,
ordinances,
I appreciate that.
is to go through and review those ordinances that apply to them, and you may find something within the ordinances that will help us.
I am not a lawyer, and I certainly would like Ansel Glink's, help on this. My take on this is that, people keep telling us, we can't do this and we can't do that. It's not their responsibility. It's somebody else's responsibility. And I'd like to see if the laws can be changed, to help, the different jurisdictions, come up with, answers to straighten this mess out. Everybody keeps throwing the ball around. That's my take on it. And that's why I would like to work with, Ansel Glink.
But again, I think if you research anything, within our own ordinances or within Illinois state law, and you find something that you feel is pertinent that may need to be discussed with an attorney, I think we can revisit that. But just if we're looking at calling and having them do all the legwork in it, I'm opposed to that.
Well, how am I going to do all this legwork, with the, different jurisdictions and getting state law, to be examined, the county?
Well, the examination part will be initially by you, and if you find anything that you think is pertinent to,
Could probably bring that back to the board, huh?
right.
I have to write, but
For review by attorneys at that point. But
I firmly believe, Mr. Mayor, that everybody is following the law according to their jurisdiction and what their, authority is and how they're doing everything. But the laws have to be changed to reflect the different things that have to, be brought forward to, validate the, living conditions and also for the, business, brand of, whoever owns, a mobile home park. I think that they should all grow and blend, and so that the, residents, especially Davis Junction, can, get some things done. Right now, no one can get anything done at this point, and it's gonna take a legal mind to scan over these things, and how do we approach this?
again, I think if you identify things you're concerned about in our ordinances or in state law that may affect the outcome of us dealing with them and their water issues or their community issues,
Well,
we can address those on a case by case need of what you find. But just to blanketly, like John said, to go vaguely into this and drag attorneys in there to start reviewing this stuff starts getting real expensive.
And they have a non-profit organization that they're working with that's looking into the issues of the evictions and the water and thing like that. And I would imagine that not-for-profit agency has attorney or some sort of legal counsel within them, Bill. So that what you're suggesting really is already being done by a group that is working with the mobile home community.
That understands those laws a lot better than we do.
what I'm understanding Rick to ask you to do, and I'll just reiterate it, so maybe it will sink in, is you need to do a little legwork of your own, a little research of your own, bring back a list of your concerns about what you think maybe we could change that could help them, or how could we help them on different issues. Then we will go from there as a board, and, but to you just to call them up and sit in your easy chair and run up costs, you're not really doing anything, Bill. Anyone sitting here could call the attorneys and say, hey, the mobile home community's got problems. Of course, they're going to jump on it, but we're not going to waste money that way. Because a lot of the questions have been answered throughout all the years. So bring back your questions and concerns and we'll go from there.
I still don't quite understand.
Use of the ordinance committee is to review those ordinances to make sure there's something we haven't missed.
Okay, I think we're all missing the boat here. I'm not talking about what we can do and what we can't do. I want the things that we can't do right now. I'd like us to gain jurisdiction and how to change these laws so that we can gain jurisdiction over these things.
Can I help you?
That's what I'm
We're not
talking
in
about.
that type of
Can I help? Bill, I don't have time this week or not necessarily next week, but maybe after July 3rd. I can assist you by pulling all of our minutes in which we previously had our attorneys discuss this. And then when you can review what our attorneys have said over the last 5 to 10 years, and maybe that might help you understand what their opinion has been in the past and why some of the board members who have been here a long time, or myself or Brenda, feel the way we do, because we've already received that direction. But I'm happy to pull those previous minutes for you so that you can read what the attorneys and what this board have already done to assist them to the best of our ability.
When you do that, can I get a copy?
Sure.
Because I don't recall, I mean, I recall some.
We've researched a lot.
Well, you're in user.
Right, I'd like to
Yeah,
refresh myself.
absolutely.
If you do it, I.
Yeah,
Just.
I don't have time right away.
No, I'm
Well,
not in a
also-
hurry.
I would also say, Bill, that what you're asking for when you're saying the things we can and can't do and the laws that we're trying to gain jurisdiction on the laws that pertain to this. You need to know which ones you're talking about before you start involving it. Again, it's blanket. It's more of a wide net rather than focusing on what you're after. We need to figure out what we want to focus on, what we can try to work with. But just to say that the things we can't do now, we need to gain jurisdiction over, well, find out what authority we have to do that.
Which will.
Or what part of our ordinances could be strengthened to help us do that.
Yes, that's what I'm after.
To try to get the attorneys to do it, we need the legwork, some of the legwork done ahead of time before we start spending money on attorneys.
And I think Sandy answered it perfectly. The attorneys have already done what he's looking.
And I think we're getting that information to them will be phenomenal.
I don't understand why the attorneys have not come up with this idea to examine, to change the ordinance laws.
They have, so that's why I said, I think we need, as some of my more seasoned clerks will always say, I think you need to know where we've been to see where you want to go. So let me pull the minutes, and I actually will probably share them with the entire board, because it might help Patrick, and Jen's been around a little bit longer, but John's probably the most familiar, and Rick. But let me pull the minutes over the next couple weeks about where we've been, what our attorneys have already done, what this board has already done, so that you can kind of see where we've been and what we've already done, and that might help you moving forward.
There's a lot of the obstructions we run into are state of Illinois.
Yeah, and we've already done a lot of,
And
we've
we
already
can't
done a
do
lot of
anything
work.
to say that.
But he hasn't helped us or told us what we can do.
Yeah, and this was over the last couple of years, and I think that you'll have a better understanding as to what we've already done, and you'll realize that a lot of what you're asking, we've already tried.
But
So-
that be stuff that you can find that
Absolutely.
work on.
I can make no better than a lawyer by looking at these documents. That's what I'm talking about.
Let me pull the minutes, the records. of
Well, I'm
the-
getting more than minutes. What things have they done?
The attorney's opinions are on these topics.
Yeah,
If there's
Yes.
something you disagree with on those opinions, you can delve deeper into that and find out whether or not there is something we miss. And so, I mean, you're asking for a legal opinion, what you're going to get is a legal opinion from the past.
but I want to know, how do we put in effect,
Well, I would like.
change these laws so that we can do more,
State
Which
representatives.
laws?
so we can do more
But do we
For-
want to have
for
the
them.
board do more? So I mean, that would be my first question. Who here wants to spend money to change laws? No one.
If,
So it
if
goes
if
nowhere.
it's a worthy fight, absolutely. But if we're just saying
Tom Denver.
we're changed laws,
Yeah.
what laws? I need to, I would want more specificity on what laws we're talking about, not just, how will I know we need to change laws? If you take that legal opinion that's in those minutes, and you take that and you find something you disagree with, and you can look something that might have happened in the last
Right.
year or two that changes that opinion, by all means, run with it. Let's talk to the attorneys at that point, come to the board, we'll get a hold of the attorneys, have them work with you on it. But if it's just a vague, we want to change the laws, they're gonna ask the same question,
No,
which laws?
At $2.50 an hour.
And they can't change the laws. We can change our ordinances, we have all authority in the world
right.
for that. So
But
there's
our
something we can
ordinance-
do.
We don't- Now, we already have water on what, Globe or Lane, whatever it is out there. Yeah, and, I don't know how, we should be able to expand a lot of things on that to get other things done.
But-
Well,
But I,
with the way the state of Illinois is right now, Bill, unless that well requires a massive rebuild. Where they have to either dig it deeper or replace the casing or something other than just
They won't
replace a pump. We can't touch it, we can't make them shut it down. Otherwise, if there's something that happens that well, that it actually goes down, that they have to do a major modification to the well itself. We can make them abandon. it.
Yeah.
But until that point, state of Illinois is tie our hands and everything.
Because the two biggest questions you're wanting to answer is no, we cannot force them to have our water. They are a privately owned entity.
I know about
And they do
that.
not have to target. And second thing is, no, we cannot enforce the village ordinances
So-
upon them because they are private property.
So
So
the thing that came up last week's meeting was the water quality, and they hire a third-party company that monitors their water, that does their well. And I agree 100%, their water,
Do we license, we don't do anything with licensing for businesses like the mobile park. And that's what I would like to know. What would we have to do to get something like that? I mean, we give out liquor licenses.
home rule government, which we'll never get to.
Home rule is probably, is both good and bad. It has its limitations. And,
but I think that's the only way we get the authority to do that, and home rule's a long way away from this village. We're too small.
it doesn't matter on the size of your village anymore. I believe if we want to do it, we can do it.
Still does.
But we're not there.
But again. The things that came up with, even with the water testing that they took independently, when we discussed this, Fergie and I were discussing it, and it's. The problem with even that independent test they did that went out is there's no formal chain of custody on that water sample. And they will say, we've got a water sample from our trusted third party place that we pay to do it that has a chain of custody. Your water sample has no chain of custody, but it's saying it has these problems. So we can't get on there and test. We're not allowed on there to test. There's things we're not allowed. We can't even go and look at the structures on there that provide sewer to our wastewater plant. Because it's a private business and you have to grant us permission to come on there.
But if you wanted to, approach our state senator or our representative for the Senate for the state of Illinois or our congressman or senator from our district and, propose a law that allows, for public testing,
Municipalities.
municipality
Mhm.
testing or state testing of water samples from
Sandy's minutes.
Right, but
mobile home parks.
when we were
Yeah.
discussing the first thing, Fergie said was chain of custody.
Well, I mean, if they passed a law that said that
Right.
the municipality or the state could test the water, you do random tests, then you could float that to your congressman or your senator from the state of Illinois and they could.
Again,
propose a law.
I truly feel for the people out there, but I would not want my water to look like that. I would want my children to drink it, but according to the state of Illinois, it's serviceable.
But that's how if it's the state, if the states who govern them, then that's how you have to go through the state. And it's best, instead of, asking what you can do. It's
But
best to
again, Bill,
propose laws.
There might be things within our ordinances we could strengthen that might have changed in the last couple of years. And you might find something in these opinions that you're gonna be given that you could address and see if there's something that has changed. And that would be a great place to start because you're looking at what legal opinion is. You'll have that legal opinion that you want,
Mhm.
but then you can verify that's still true. You can Google it and find out. I mean, it might not be the greatest source, but if you find some information that's contrary to what their legal opinion is, we, as a board, could address it.
Well, I'm interested in getting things that we can do, get
Let's-
done.
Let's just wait for Sandy's minutes and go from there.
There you go. Sounds good.
All right.
Anything further, Bill?
Not at this time. I will, see what I can do. Thanks, Andy.
As I say, give me a few weeks, so I got a lot
Right.
coming up.
You're not, hey, don't look in the mirror because you'll see, someone else who's just quite a little busy, So, all right, thank you.
Anybody have anything for parks?
I do, so I stuck that on there with the hopes that we would have more information. We do not.
We don't need it.
We don't need it, but just kind of a heads up, in digging the pond, they got down to the 10 feet and then found a sand in one portion of the pond. So, we're waiting to do another sample, another boring, another core sample, in a few locations to determine how deep the sand is so that we can have two alternatives as to how to move forward. So that will be on the agenda for the 27th for you guys. Hopefully by then we'll have the core samples and a idea as to how to move forward. But we'd hate to go with an alternative liner and then find out that our sand was only 2 feet thick. So we can figure that out. But nothing to do with it tonight.
Streets, John?
I have nothing this evening, Rick.
Utilities, Patrick?
Fergie, we didn't have anything.
The only thing I was just gonna mention is, we noticed the Junction
Oh,
Road.
going down the road there.
That sinkhole that is creeping out on the edge of the road, or sinkhole basically, I guess you call it that, is starting to grow a little bit. So now that we've passed the agreement and everything, I'm gonna get a hold of our engineer probably tomorrow, and I'd like to try to expedite the plans and
Yeah,
get
'cause the
moving
car
on
too
this.
Close to the shoulder might not.
Yeah, so it's very hard to barricade that off because it's on the edge of the road. So I want to try to get this moving as quickly as possible. That's all I had, John.
Didn't mean to leave you out, Brett.
Thanks, John. Appreciate
We're all
that.
caught up now, Rick.
Pat?
Discussion on the water plant PLC system upgrade. Brett, could you explain that in a little better detail?
Basically, this is, we're not really calling it a, like for the wastewater, we called it a SCADA upgrade. This is more PLC. It's our parts and everything inside of our PLC panels, all that are basically obsolete. We can't really buy them. You could try to find some stuff on eBay, but you don't know what you're getting. You'd have to send it in to have it rebuilt. So basically it is a PLC upgrade, much smaller scale than what we did at wastewater. So that's pretty much what we're doing there. Much smaller project.
Mentioned SCADA though, right?
Well, it's not, well, I mentioned that regarding
No,
wastewater.
no,
We
I
did
thought
something.
that was in the quotes. No?
No, this one is a PLC. It's not a SCADA. Yes.
Not a scale.
All that PLC does is take data in,
I don't know.
Yeah.
figure out what it's supposed to do with it, send data out.
Oh, SCADA control. I'm sorry. Yes, on the budget. Yes, not. I thought you meant proposals. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
So are you looking for a motion on your resolution, Patrick?
So the second
Yes.
one is the resolution.
Sorry.
You have a number?
Yeah.
Anybody thoughts on it?
Yes. Yes, it's two of them. You're gonna have to add the two costs, correct?
Go ahead.
The two costs are going to be 39,730 and 6,975. And I don't need the waiver of competitive bidding because it's in the resolution.
46,705, is that what you got?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the resolution 23-36, a resolution approving a proposal for purchase and installation of water plant PLC upgrade from PDC Automation in the amount of $46,705.
You want to second it?
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-36 in the amount of $46,705. Patrick seconds. Any discussion on the PLC upgrade?
And just so everyone's aware, we did budget for this. So.
Was, Were there multiple quotes? I thought that.
This was the
There.
cheap.
All right, thanks.
Yes. And again, water plant, not wastewater, which we just.
This, correct, this is
By the
the
time I
water.
get to the end of the packet, I was starting to fade.
I'm kind of noticing that, yes.
The 14 items in there plus?
Well,
Yeah.
I did
It's
realize
197 pages.
it is 190. I did realize that while I put the quotes in there and I tabbed them, I did not tab this very awesome comparison spreadsheet that our operator put together right above it.
Yes.
So there was a comparison spreadsheet with
Oh,
PDC
it was
being
too
the
small for me to
cheapest.
see.
From here it is.
Here, Landy. Wanted to enlarge it, but but can you, never mind, forget it.
Yeah. But
Let's
we,
just move along.
like I said, we
Yeah,
did budget
right over
for
here
this,
at
so.
the top, There's a plus button. You just put it on that.
No, still in discussion.
What do we just do?
I'm done.
All right, roll call.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
So you
Excuse
got
me,
one
yes.
against it?
Bill,
Yes.
801. Anything on economic development? Anything the state of Illinois on our agreement yet?
I was just gonna say, is there anything on?
Really trying to limit our time.
Still in the works.
In progress.
They ran out of ink.
Soon.
That is what last Matt said is it was in the works. I'm
Do we have to wait for-
paraphrasing.
do we have to work?
Let's see the line.
Huh?
Soon.
You know what, we
Ooh,
should
you're
say.
All right,
that when we
unfinished
own money,
business.
right?
C and E can go bye-bye. Now we're down to 3.
Oh,
Brenda, you get an update yet on the employee?
No, I haven't over started.
LR still messing
Soon.
around with their lease?
It's still in there?
yes,
Still in their court?
Yep.
yep.
How long are we gonna allow it in their court before we're just gonna say we need a lease or we're gonna do something?
Theirs doesn't expire until
Oh.
25.
Then we
so
got
we've
some time on that one.
Oh, yeah.
We're just trying to update it.
Verizon,
We're not
Jen,
trying to do anything there, kind
Jen,
of.
nothing from Verizon?
nope, I've heard nothing back from
They
Dan,
have a long time.
which I'm assuming he's waiting on their attorney's response.
Absolutely. Well, those 3 will grab their desks.
Look
Ready-
right before-
Ready for closed session motion?
No,
Public?
Believe.
Yeah, Mr. Motisi, are you aware that there is a law that says that you cannot make an ordinance that is detrimental to a group that you're having a disagreement with? So you can't purposely have an ordinance to do what you want.
Special ordinance or just the mobile home park. That makes sense to me. Thanks.
Keep in mind. Anything further, Linda?
No, sir, thank you.
All the other public here?
I'll make a motion to go into closed session or 2C21 discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for the purpose of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual renewal of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06.
Second,
Don makes a motion to go into closed session under section 2C21. Jen seconds. And just a reminder, anything in closed session stays in closed session, released to the public by a vote of the board.
Close it up.
no, not yet. I think we haven't voted on it.
We got a vote to go in closed session.
Is there any discussion on going to closed session? We can do all favor on that?
Nope.
Yeah, roll call.
Nathan is absent, Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
and the time.
You taking off for you?
The time, all right.
Just gotta put the door.
Do you need me to?
All right. Motion reconvene.
Motion to reconvene open session.
Second,
Don makes a motion to reconvene open session. Jen seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve
817.
resolution number 23-30C3, a resolution approving and reviewing executive session meeting minutes as directed by Sandy Moss, village clerk.
second,
Don makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-33. Jen seconds. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. 818.
Go ahead, John.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Don makes a motion to adjourn, Chris seconds, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Still 8:18. We are adjourned.